Chancellor Scholars and Powers Knapp Scholars. Congratulations to the class of 2020. We now refer to you all as the Mercile J Scholars Program because that's just how we roll. Congratulations to you all. This is really a bittersweet experience for us because for many of you, you're beginning the next phase of your careers, your lives, the next chapter. And it's sad in some ways because you had to wrap this up online and we couldn't be together face to face. But I want you to know that the staff and the division, we support you and we love you in any and all that you do as you go on to be the exemplars of what a world-class institution and education looks like. It's no small thing that we've renamed the program in honor of Mercile because she was a pioneer. She changed the way the university thinks about educating people from all walks of life and disciplines. And I imagine that in your way, you're going to do the same. You're going to change the world around you, and I know it's going to be for the better. So I want to send a special shout out to you all because you all are part of that last crew that had a chance to work with Dominic, Jacqueline, and Joe, but you're also part of that crew that gets to work with a new generation of advisors. So shout out to Max, to Ryan, Katrina, and Gaojong, and a big shout out to Sam, who has done amazing, amazing work, sort of keeping things together and moving to create an experience that we hope 20 years from now you'll look back on with fondest memories. So with that in mind, I want to salute you. I want to celebrate you. I want to send you all the love that I could possibly send you, and certainly want to wish you well as you move into that space and become Badger alumni on Wisconsin. Take care.
Hi everybody, my name is Vanesa not Meneses. I'm a proud Powers Knapp Scholar and first generation college student graduating with degrees in psychology and neurobiology. Before I begin a small letter written to my PK class, I would like to recognize and thank our biggest supporters in our lives, our parents, caretakers, anyone we call family, or anyone who has fulfilled this role for us. Thank you for supporting us throughout this long journey. It was your guidance, love, and patience mixed with our own hard work and dedication that has brought us here today graduating as Mercile J Scholars. I would also like to give a special shout out to my mom and pa who worked through financial strain, their undocumented statuses, and who made sacrifices over and over again in order to give me and my sister a better life. Gracias por tu apoyo en mis estudios y también en mis locuras. Y gracias para las risas que han resultado. Les quiero mucho y ojalá pueda seguir adelante para ustedes y para mí misma. I also want to take a moment to recognize scholars who will be taking another semester or year to finish up their degrees. We believe in all of your abilities to finish strong, and I also want to let you know that this letter is for you too. So without further ado, the letter. Dear PK Class of 2020, I have never in my life had the opportunity to be in the presence of such a diverse, big-hearted, academically high-achieving, change-oriented group of individuals, presidents, chairs, officers, activists, and all-around amazing leaders. The short list doesn't even scratch the surface of the qualities and titles that all 50 plus of you have held over the past 4 years. You all are an impressive group, and I'm beyond grateful for the time that we have had together. Still, I wish we could have had one last night out, one last movie and dinner, one last study session, one last potluck. Maybe it would have filled my heart just a little more and made parting ways with the larger group a little less hard. At the same time, I can't help but think that moments like those are what make parting ways difficult in the first place. Maybe these feelings were inevitable the moment we walked into our CSPK freshman orientation. Taking myself back to that day, I remember being ecstatic because this was the first time I was in an academic setting with more than 5 other people of color or from other underrepresented backgrounds. I was also particularly nervous because I still couldn't believe I earned a spot as a Powers Knapp Scholar among, in my opinion, some of the best and brightest. It felt unreal and I felt like an imposter. I felt insecure and unconfident. I didn't think I could ever truly live up to the program philosophy of excellence in scholarship, leadership, and service. However, my worries started to melt away the second I sat down at my table and interacted with some of the kindest and dorkiest people who I would come to know as my PK family. From then on, for the next 4 years, all of you would take me out of this imposter feeling and instead motivate me, inspire, and push me time and time again out of my comfort zone. Each year, I was continuously empowered by your achievements, and to list a few, it's your well-earned leadership roles, lab experiences, internships, and summer experiences. Through this, I gained the ambition to strive towards my own excellence. I now stand here with 2 years of being a class year, 2 years of serving on the Big and Little Steering Committee, 3 years as a research assistant at the Cognitive Development and Communications Lab, and 2 years as an active member in Psi-Chi, a National Honor Society for psychology students. I've grown more confident in my abilities to lead as well as care for and support others, and I'm positive our achievements as a class will continue to inspire others and fuel our own future endeavors. I think it's also fair to say we would not have been able to achieve as much if it weren't for the support of our program advisors over the past 4 years, those of which we've had plenty. Personally, I would not have started this growth if not for Jacqueline, our first advisor, who encouraged me to run for a class chair position in the first place. Jacqueline was the first of many caring advisors to show us that the program truly cared about its scholars. Then, following freshman year, Sam joined the program and has been here ever since, the longest of any advisors during our cohort's time. I don't know if I would have become as involved with the program if not for Sam. She advised me to join several committees and supported my efforts in trying to create a more connected community of scholars. Sam was also there for me during one of my harder times. She was there to listen and made sure that I knew I was appreciated. She became someone in my support network and someone that I could actually trust. So thank you, Sam, for not only wanting what's best for scholars, but also for taking action in order to facilitate that. And thank you to all of our past and current advisors. You've more than likely positively impacted at least one of the scholars graduating from this cohort. Bringing it back to this year's graduating class, as we start our next chapters in our lives, I hope the memories we've created over the past 4 years grow fonder. I, for one, will never forget our picnics, winning tug-of-wars, and coming up with winning class chants on the spot. I'll also never forget our ethnic fest ideas, our tree, our rap-along, and unique potatoes activity. I'll also never forget our class meetings where we had time to discuss serious issues, but also goof off, play games, and enjoy the occasional birthday serenade. We've grown a lot as a class, and I'm genuinely excited to see where each of our paths lead us. To do that, though, we'll have to stay in contact. Don't forget to check GroupMe for those friendly reminders every now and then. Thank you for an unbelievable last 4 years, and know that no matter how much time passes or how far apart, we'll always be a family. After all, the program motto is, once a scholar, always a scholar. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Christian Eken, and I'm here before you all today, humbled to represent the PowerSnap class of 2020. I would like to congratulate my fellow graduates on an important milestone, and as we move forward with our lives, I'd like to ask you all to take in this idea with you, that the adversity that we face today will only help shape the legacy that we're trying to leave tomorrow. As the son of 2 Cameroonian immigrants, I am a proud product of my parents' legacy. My mother has an unmatched drive and determination that has led her to push her past the poverty, violence, and poor infrastructure that surrounded her village. As the youngest of 10 children, and with only a formal high school education, my mother has made it from Cameroon to Europe and then to America on nothing but her grit and determination as she had sold clothing and other merchandise on the bustling streets of her village. My father, the equality determined in his pursuit, went to seminary school during the day just to come home to take care of his aging father, my late grandfather, at night. Both of my parents had a desire to start a new life in a perceived foreign sanctuary called America, and they were willing to sacrifice everything in their current lives to do it. Not for themselves, but for the invaluable lives that they had yet to bring into this world, their children. Like countless others who have come before us, our 2020 class has suffered through challenges that we thought would break us. From microaggressions and mundane professors to mastering time management and many, many late nights at the library. At some point, we have felt pain from being overwhelmed and defeated. Coming from diverse and underserved communities, we have all questioned our place on this campus. However, just like my parents, our pains and sufferings are now a part of our legacy, our life story. The PowerSnap class of 2020 is tenacious and resilient, and we refuse to take no for an answer. As freshmen, we banded together after the 2016 national elections and participated in Madison's Women's March on Washington. As sophomores and juniors, we unselfishly gave our time to places like Maura McDonagh House and Rural Food Pantry, to name a few. Even as seniors, we refused to drop the ball as we took part in and led organizations where our passions knew no bounds. We've done this all while attempting to maintain a minimum of a 3.0 GPA every single semester, and we have failed to shy away from the motto of excellence in leadership, scholarship, and service, because that is who we are as Power Snap scholars. So, as this chapter in our life comes to a close, I want you all to think about how we are still standing. Standing despite being pushed in every capacity. Standing despite possibly not knowing exactly which way life path will bring. Standing despite a literal global pandemic threatening the lives of millions across the globe. There will always be stretches in life where it feels as if we are at the mercy of trying times. When this happened, we must keep in mind that in order to obtain the legacy we envision for ourselves, we have to push the envelope. We have to immediately step outside of our comfort zones and not let the things in life that are meant to test us ultimately defeat us. Oprah Winfrey is a prime example of this, as she was fired from her first job as a news anchor. The producer told her that she was unfit for television news, and now, today, Oprah is not only just a multi-billionaire, she's the CEO and chairwoman of her own production company and cable news network. Recently, my best friend back home was unexpectedly shot. Thankfully, he survived and is recuperating. However, the experience has made me wary to the swift and unpredictable nature of life and how it has to challenge your ability to persevere through hard times. So, as I impart my final words to you virtually, I want you all to envision the legacy in the world and what you want to leave behind, and also the hardships, both planned and unplanned, you will have to surmount in order to obtain it. To my fellow Power Snap scholars, please know that you can always call upon your fellow Power Snap scholars. We will always be willing to support you along your journey because, as you know, once a scholar, always a scholar. Thank you.
Can I please speak with Ariana? Hello, Ariana. My name is Dominic Ledesma, and I'm calling from the Chancellors and Powers Knapp Scholarship Programs at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Is now a good time to talk? Great.
Hello, this is Joe Maldonado. I am a Badger, a Chancellor Scholar, a former PKS staff.
This year's applicant pool was our largest to date, which meant that the level of competitiveness was very high. And given the way that your application distinguished itself within that pool, the committee has selected you as a member of our incoming class of Chancellors and Powers Knapp Scholars.
Well, I'm calling because this year's applicant pool was the largest to date, which meant that the level of competitiveness was very high. And given the way your application distinguished itself within the applicant pool, I am pleased to share that the committee has selected you to join our incoming class of Chancellors and Powers Knapp Scholars this fall. So congratulations.
Congratulations.
And I want to enthusiastically welcome you to the Chancellors and Powers Knapp Scholarship Program. Once a scholar, always a scholar.
I bet that sounded familiar, didn't it? We all received a call similar to this one, and that was where our journey started. Hi everybody, my name is Ariana Thao, and I'm a senior studying political science, sociology, and Asian American studies with the Hmong American emphasis. Who knew that that call would lead us to this moment now? Full circle. A reception happening on a call. Just kidding. Who knew that that call would lead us to this moment? A culmination of all of us making it through these past 4 years, good and bad. This program has honestly helped me become the person that I am today, as cliche as that sounds. From day one, when I became personal contact chair, that first day meeting and learning everyone's names and bios, I knew I was surrounded by the smartest, high-achieving, kindest people that I would ever meet. Every scholar sharing moment, class meeting, volunteer event, and social reminded me of that. That's why I became personal contact chair my senior year as well. Being in this position twice, I really had the best opportunity to see what great things everyone was doing and to get to know everyone on that personal level. There are scholars in my class working for Microsoft, Epic, and other big companies. There are scholars who are going off to grad school. There are scholars working super cool jobs. And there are scholars who are still exploring their career options. In my undergrad, I held 2 internships, 3 different jobs, been a co-author and researcher for 2 research studies, and helped start an emphasis under certificate program, held more leadership positions than I can count, and best of all, got to contribute knowledge to my community. I never would have imagined I would have been in this position at the end of my college career. What really mattered to me, though, was the support that I had along the way. My scholars motivated me every day to be better and to do better. Every step when I thought I was done, I have enough for my resume, my fellow scholars and mentors always pushed me to take that next step, to constantly challenge myself and to be better. Now I know we had a couple of bumps in the road due to staff changes in the program, and more. But I will reiterate that what has stayed consistent is my cohort and the support that we had for one another. I'll never forget that moment when the first person from our class, Francesca, who's also speaking, went to go study abroad. We all sent her a video of us telling her that we missed her.
Francesca, we miss you!
I'll never forget Mario and Ogo presenting to us their iconic CS Beat Chest.
Go.
CS Beat Chest.
And I'll never forget us dying at tug of war at our senior picnic.
Yeah!
Alright, don't forget, halfway past your team, you lose. 1, 2, 3, tug of war! It's nice over here. 1, 2, 3,
And I'll never forget the countless times we played some version of Name That Scholar or Scholar Kahoot. Now, I would say that I had an undergrad experience that few get to experience in their whole lifetime. I have been surrounded by this wonderful diverse cohort and all the diverse experiences that came after. I interned for the office of Representative David Bowen, who was the previous leader of Wisconsin's Black Caucus. I interned for the Language Access team, and now I'm a part of the Office of Access, Inclusion, and Compliance for UW Extension. 4 years are probably the only time I'll be surrounded by these diverse voices and ideas, and the only time I'll be challenged beyond my wits and able to grow from it. I know we'll all be worrying about the job look after this pandemic, the financial stability, and just in general the uncertainty of our future. However, I want to charge you to never be afraid to reach out for help, to always challenge yourself, and to never forget the experiences that we had here at Madison, like I reflected with you all earlier. And also to connect with scholars who are all over the United States and all over the world. As stated earlier, some of the best people I know are scholars. I'm so thankful to be a part of this program and to experience such great experiences here at Madison. And even though we're going our separate ways, we all have to remember, once a scholar, always a scholar. I'm so happy to say that we made it, and that it's really sad that we had to do this over a call, but we made it nevertheless, and I'm happy to have been able to be part of this moment with all of you.
Good afternoon, family, faculty, staff, friends, mentors, and of course, the honorees of this event, the graduating class of 2020, and my fellow scholars. My name is Francesca and I have had the privilege of being a Chancellor's Scholar. During my time at UW-Madison, I have studied biology and Spanish, after getting a taste of the rigorous biochemistry department, which was my original plan, but let's not talk about that. Before coming to UW, I lived in a suburb of Chicago called Hoffman Estates. Hoffman is the baby sister of Schaumburg, and Schaumburg is basically that ginormous IKEA off of I-90. Before coming to college, I was worried about where I would fit. Growing up and throughout my primary and secondary education, I never felt out of place, and today I recognize that I was extremely lucky to have had this upbringing. I always had people that looked like me, and equally the amount of people that didn't around me, in and out of the classroom. Little did I know when I came here that this upbringing would be one of the best things I could have brought with me to UW my freshman year. Well, maybe that and shower shoes. I mean, don't you guys remember how gross it was showering in those dorms? Yikes. Anyways, once classes started, I was sort of shocked, but I will never forget going to CS meetings my freshman year and feeling like I was getting the biggest breath of fresh air. Being in a room full of extremely intelligent, passionate, generous, dedicated, and strong scholars is a beautiful thing. Being surrounded by different backgrounds, ethnicities, races, and experiences is just icing on the cake. For those of you that aren't familiar with our meeting structure, we have this time called Scholar Sharing Time, where anyone can chime in and share any accomplishment or update. I used to be so scared to share, thinking my accomplishments were too small, or I was embarrassed to not have anything to share. As I grew as a person, scholar, student, and member of our community, scholar sharing became my favorite part of our meetings. To hear about the undergraduate research, student organizations, academic achievements, internships, study abroad experiences, volunteering, personal successes, and job opportunities of my fellow scholars always put the biggest smile on my face. Because come on, let's face it, we are freaking awesome. I hope we all remember this as we go forward in our lives, educations, and careers. We are awesome, and we belong. No matter what struggles or hard times come our way, and we have had our fair share, we will overcome them. We always have, and we have done it together. I ask that you remember the feeling of being in a room of scholars and get that feeling of community all over again. While we may not be the tight-knit, close community we have been for the past 4 years, 10 years from now, we will always have the memories of encouragement from Jacqueline, the support from Jazz, the wise words of Dr. Gloria Hawkins, loving praise from Sam, and of course, if we needed it, I'm sure Katrina would be there to give us one of her famous coming to Jesus moments years from now. I know times are hard and there is so much uncertainty in the world, but I want you to be certain about this. You are a scholar, and once a scholar, always a scholar, will always apply. I have truly loved getting to know each and every one of you through my experiences in the CS program, and I will not forget you or the strength you have given me through the sense of community. I hope you celebrate in the biggest way you can, and I have confidence that once this is all over, we can have one last CS social at the terrace, watching the sunset with pictures, bursts of laughter, and memories that will last a lifetime. Congratulations, class of 2020. I am so proud of us, and I hope you are too.
My name is Samantha Samrath, and I serve as the Assistant Director for the Mercile J. Lee Scholars Program at UW-Madison. I am very honored to be presenting the Andrew Weimer Award to the class of 2020 graduates. Before I present the award, I would like to give you a brief history about the award. Each year, the graduating senior class of Chancellor Scholars and Powers Knapp Scholars nominates 2 fellow scholars who have made consistent and outstanding contributions to their class and the program during the 4 years they spent together in upholding the program's philosophy of excellence in scholarship, leadership, and service. The 2 nominated scholars for each scholarship with the most votes by their class receive an award made possible by Linda and her parents, Anna and John Weimer. They established a fund in 1991 to honor the memory of Andrew J. Weimer, Linda's brother and the Weimer's son. Linda is also a former university administrator and long-standing supporter of the Mercile J. Lee Scholars Program, which formerly known as Chancellors and Powers Knapp Scholarship Programs. Without further ado, I would like to personally congratulate to the winners of the class of 2020 Andrew Weimer Award recipients. You are all so deserving of this award as you have demonstrated the following characteristics. Number 1, you are a stellar in scholarship. You are all worthy of upholding and holding a multitude of unique honors and dean's recognitions. Throughout your 4 years in the program, you have brought unique and innovative ideas to your class meetings, leadership workshops, and program meetings. You have served in a leadership role in your scholarship class, such as class co-chair and or committee co-chair as a personal contact, volunteer service, and or social events. You have helped foster community and made your class feel like a family, a community of scholars, and advocate for your fellow scholars during good times and also not so good times. You have worked tirelessly to make sure that your class meetings ran smoothly in an inclusive environment where everyone's opinion, voice is heard and valued. Your leadership and service to your class and program have helped create a more supportive, engaging, and caring environment. Your leadership and service also extend to the greater UW-Madison campus and the community at large. So let me start with the selected winners in alphabetical order. The first one, this scholar majored in sociology and political science, was selected to present the UW Systems Research in the Rotunda in March of 2020. Currently serves as a committee co-chair for personal contact for the class. This scholar has accepted a position with the UW-Madison Division of Extension in the Office of Access, Inclusion, and Compliance located in Madison, Wisconsin. From Weston, Wisconsin, the winner is Chancellor Scholar Ariana Thao. Congratulations, Ariana. The next selected winner is this scholar majored in political science, served as a research assistant for the Department of Psychology at UW-Madison, currently serves as a class co-chair for their class. This scholar has accepted a position with Planned Parenthood located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. From Brown Deer, Wisconsin, the winner is Powers Knapp Scholar Ashley Higgins. Congratulations, Ashley. Our third winner, this scholar majored in community and nonprofit leadership, served on the Ethnic Planning Committee for all 4 years, served as a class co-chair, currently intern at Wisconsin Foundation and Alumni Association. From Seattle, Washington, the winner is Camille Robert, Chancellor Scholar. Congratulations, Camille. Last and our final winner is this scholar majored in psychology and neurobiology, served as a class co-chair for 2 years, Currently serve as a research assistant at the Cognitive Development and Communication Lab at UW-Madison. This scholar was selected for the Psychology Outstanding Research Scholar Award in April of 2020. Our final winner is Vanesa Meneses, a Power Snap Scholar from Milton, Wisconsin. Congratulations, Vanessa. Again, it is my honor and pleasure to announce the winners of the Andrew Weimer Awards for the class of 2020. You will get a certificate of this award and a scholarship award. You are so extraordinary scholars. You embody the Mercile J. Scholars Program philosophy of excellence in scholarship, leadership, and service. Again, congratulations to all of you. In closing, I would like to take a few minutes to salute to the class of 2020 graduates and thanks those that have made this virtual graduation possible. I would like to start with some deserving thank yous. Number one, the Spring Reception Planning Committee. Thank you for your dedication, time, and support in making this event possible. It's always nice to see all of you at our Mondays virtual meetings. Second, our selected class speakers, Chancellor Scholar Ariana Thao and Francesca Van, PowerSnap Scholars Vanessa Meneses and Christian Eken. Your speech represented you and your class well. Our interns, Cindy Abraham and Jennifer Herr, for their creativity, technology skills, and detailed work. And finally, our staff. Kudos to Max and Brian for leading this reception, as well as Jeanette, Katrina, and Gao Zhong for their extraordinary support. Again, many thanks to all of you. Next, my salute to the class of 2020 graduates. I know that I may have said this time and time again, but I want to say it again to let you know how proud I am of all of you. I wish I could have the opportunity to get to know you better, more at a deeper level, but you know, under the circumstances, that would not be possible. But I want you to know that for the time that I have with you, I am very grateful. It has been a privilege to work with such talented and bright scholars. I have nothing but admiration to you as you take on the next chapter of your life's journey. You have shown me your willingness to succeed. You have shown me your hunger to learn. You have shown me your willingness to serve others, and you have shown me your leadership to others with authenticity and compassion. You embody these characteristics, and you are ready to take on that next challenge. Whether it's off to start a new career, or graduate school, or maybe volunteer service project, you will excel in whatever you decide to take on. I wish you all the very best. Congratulations to the class of 2020. The future is yours.